Welcome, Wolfpack. I hope you are all well. It is night time here, nearly. Believe it or not, the sun only set about an hour ago, and look how dark it is already. Hugo Bear's got his coat on, look. Let us know in the live chat if you can hear me or not. Please hit the like button if you're just joining. I'll give it a bit of time for people to get in the chat. I'm not seeing any chat window. Hugo Bear, this way. Hugo, come. Good boy. Fab. Hello, my darling. Okay, we have comments coming in and like buttons being hit. So far, so good. So, actually only just set off. So, hey, Sandy in the house. Great to see you, my lovely. Welcome, my darling Wolfpack members. Just having a cash, taking Hugo Bear out for a walk. There's about 3 videos I didn't get to do this week that I'd planned to do. I have been, for those that don't know, I had a bit of a health-ish last weekend, and I've been pretty wiped out all week. So I've been doing lab type work all week for Sigma Prepper. So I've been working on my sentry turret, my survival sentry turret. It's going to be the ultimate sentry turret, which will be, let's just say, it will have paintball thingy bobs on the sides, is the idea. So yeah, it's about 5 p.m. here in the UK. Should be about 12 p.m. midday over on the East Coast. So happy Saturday to my American friends. And you mean my turret, says Sandy. Yeah, I showed her. I was on WhatsApp with Sandy the other day, and I was showing her my my sentry turret whizzing around in my lab, and she was like, "Oh, that's my turret, not yours. You need to send that to me." Imagining it on the front lawn, tracking people as they walk past the house. Please put down your weapon. You have 20 seconds to comply. So there's Hugo Bear. He's got his coat on today. It's pretty chilly. It's pretty chilly. Look how smart he looks. What a handsome young man. I'd say young man. He's 8 years old. And as far as Boerboel South African Mastiff breeds go, they usually live between about 9 and 11. So I'm taking that as a 10. So he's only got a couple of years left in him. You wouldn't know it looking at him. He looks like he's going to live forever. He's laying his claim to his territory. But you know, the bigger the dogs, the less time they last. It sounds like a thing, doesn't it? How long they last. Yeah, so they're just not quite as... they don't go on for quite as long. I think Purple Flurple is our record-breaking dog mum. I think, how old is JD now, her doggy? 17, is he? I think he's 17. So this is like a cornfield. Let's crank the head torch out. So today's... Hey, tell the boy in the house, great to see you. So this is a cornfield. Hugo's kicking divots of earth up in the floor. Doing his thing. Oh dear. So yeah, it's been it's quite chilly, so Hugo Bear's got his coat on today. But yeah, like I say, the larger the dogs, usually the less years they live. He's about 63 kilos, I think, about 130 pounds, 125 pounds is it, or something, I'm not sure. I only measure him in kilos. Usually comes up between about 59 and 63, and he's looking like he's 63 at the moment. I'm sorry, Hugo, I'm not calling you a fatty. Bless his cotton socks. So yeah, we're going on our evening walk, and I'm quite liking his reflective bits. I have actually got some boots for him. I hope the wind noise isn't too bad. I have got my external mic on, but we'll see how it does. Danger Bob in the house. Tonight's show is sponsored by Danger Bob and Olight. My Olight head torch is what is lighting the way. It's my favouriteest head torch in the whole wide world. What's it called? Perrin something, my head torch. I forget what it's called. I need the head torch to light it up so you can see it. So So yeah, this is a cornfield that's been harvested. Obviously this time of year there's not much going on. There's a few fields that have been planted, but this is kind of out the back of where I live. So we're very lucky to have so much countryside in the UK right on our doorstep. We're kind of on the edge of town, you see, in the suburbs, and then straight out the park, which is sort of on our road. Yeah, you go across the park and out the back and you're straight into sort of countryside and woodlands, which is nice. So yeah, thanks Tell the Boy, hit the like button. I'm trying to keep up with the chat messages. I hope I haven't missed anybody. Daily Survival in the house, my darling. Great to see you. I know I've already said hello to you. UK Urban Prepper in the house as well. What a superstar. Thank you for being with me, my man. I really appreciate your channel the other night. As you should definitely go and he's definitely a friend of, what's that Matthew thing where it's like they're a friend of, he's a friend of mine or he's a friend of ours, whichever the one's the elitist one. UK Urban Prepper is a friend of ours. A friend of mine. But yeah, thank you for being there, man. I really enjoyed your show the other night, and I think me and Daily Survival and Sandy I think was there as well watching. It was great to see you guys chatting. I've always got my live guest window open. I've just made some changes to that recently actually, so I will get my live guests back up and running on the Sig Prepper show. I'm all good to go. So yeah, we'll figure that out as well, and I'm looking forward to hooking up with UK Urban Prepper. Daily Survival has probably already put his channel link in the live chat for you. But yeah, thank you very much, UK Urban Prepper. And again, if you're doing your thing tomorrow night on the Sunday again, Urban Prepper, I'll be there for you, man. I'm up for it if you haven't hooked up. Now this is my oak tree. Those that know will know from my Patreon, this is my oak tree that I always hug. Yeah, look, it's looking a bit brown now, isn't it? So let's give it a hug. Hugo Bear knows to wait here, you see, because Daddy likes to have a little hug of his tree. Look at the girth. Look at the girth, I tell you. This is my hand. Yeah. So it's a fat old one. I think I worked out this was 160 years old. You can take the circumference of it. So I'm just going to give it a hug. Hello, my beautiful tree. You give it a hug and it sucks all the negative energy out of you. I can feel it. I can feel it getting sucked out of my body as I'm... Oh, Hugo, wait. You caught the mic. Yeah, so it sucks all your energy out and just pulls it into the ground. Yeah. I feel refreshed. Feel refreshed of energy for a whole day thanks to my beautiful oak tree. Here, let's see if we can get it from here, Hugo. Look at that. Specimen oak tree. In fact, where we're going to be going, we're going to go to the pond. Hugo Bear, come on. Good boy. We're going to go to the pond, which is one of my favourite spots. I think the cell data should reach down there. I'm hoping this is going to be one of the thanks Daily Survival. That's UK Urban Prepper's channel. We're hoping to do a couple of collabs and stuff. By the way, I will say, UK Urban Prepper, there was a guy that you interviewed a couple of weeks ago. He does the survival. Do you remember him? The like super duper army guy. And he does those survival courses, the 2-week courses. When I was listening to that, I thought, do you know what? I'd go on there with old Mikey Poos. I wouldn't go on it on my own, but I think I'd go on with you, Mike, definitely. Hugo, what is it? Look, you see, this is the point where Hugo always wants to go this way. No, Hugo, we're going this way. This is where the cool doggies go. This is where the cool doggies go, Hugo. That's where the silly doggies go. They don't know what they're talking about. Come on, this way. This is where the cool kids go. Come on, come. There's no good trying to pull a 130 pound, 62 kilo dog because he's got twice as many legs as me. Hugo, come on. Hugo, come. Come on, you're supposed to look like you're super obedient and you do everything that Daddy says immediately. Come. Oh dear. Hugo, come on this way. Come on, this is the cool way. Look at the face on it. We're going to the pond, Hugo. We're going to the pond. You see, he knows where certain walks are. So if you say the pond, he'll know where that is. If I say we're going to the SHOP, yeah, he gets very excited because he thinks he's going to get a sausage roll. Oh dear. What a specimen, Hugo. Are you a specimen? Oh, I could do with a specimen cup of tea right now. For everyone's reference, that was the Prepared Pathfinder. Guy's a legend, yeah man. It was an interesting one, that. Let me know if you'd be up for that at some point in our lives. I think we'd be quite well, you know, what's the word? Complimentary, that's the word. Tell the boy, I'm in my way out. Catch you soon on your day with Mike. Yeah, man. I'll catch you a bit later, tell the boy. Good to see you. Thanks for popping in and saying hi. Really appreciate you, man. Love, peace and progress to tell the boy. And the rest of the pack. Hugo having a bit of a sniff. Do you know, we're just about to go over the monstrosity. The monstrosity. There's a train line here. Right, there's a train line going along there. These are the trains that you would hijack if shit hit the fan and it was the apocalypse. Because they're like freight trains, right, full of containers that God knows what's in them. But anyway, so that wasn't a recommendation, I was joking. So this is a horse box here, right? So for those in America, right, or those live in cities and don't understand country living, right, this is a horse box. You see, this is your steppy uppy box, look, so you can get on and off your horse, right? So this is how we roll. And so the bridges that go over the train tracks here, the other side of that bush, right? But the bridges that go over them have to look like this. Look at the state of this. It's massive. Look, you'll see when Hugo gets on there, who's a massive doggy. Look how big this bridge is. So this is a ramp going up, and it's basically, the floor is like rubber, yeah? It's like squashy rubber. So this is for the horses, right? And so you have to have it wide enough for the horses. You have to have it high enough. Look at the monstrosity. Look. Solid steel, the whole thing. And you know, they built this. It used to just be a little gate to cross over the train track. But they closed the gate down because one person happened to get in the way when a train was coming. I mean, obviously it didn't end well for the dude, right? It was like an elderly gentleman. I think he got stuck on the tracks in between the gates or something. So because of that, they spent God knows how much welding this monstrosity together just to go over a train track that you used to just like open a gate, go over the train track and open the gate, and then you're done. Now we've got to ascend about 100 meters in altitude. I'm only joking. Look back here. You'll see what I'm talking about. We're still going. Yeah, and this is just so horses can go over as well as people without having a gate. This is what I mean about the health and safety thing. Just, oh, it never ends well, because it's just learned dependency. It means kids growing up and people growing up can't rely on don't have to rely on their own sense of, you know, yeah, exactly. Bridge for the nanny nation, says Hugo. But it just creates learned dependency, right? Where people never have to learn how to be safe. At least you've got a choice. You've got steps, yeah, or you've got a ramp going all the way down again as well. Literally, just to get across that little bit, you've got to go all the way down the ramp, all the way down the ramp the other side, or the steps. It's a joke, isn't it? Right, come on in, Hugo Bear. I would say I race you to the bottom, but he always wins. He knows to wait on the flats. You see, he'll slow down. And he can feel, he knows exactly how much lead. This is 8 meters, this will go. He tends to sense exactly how many meters left he's got. So I barely have to touch it, you know what I mean? I very rarely have to push the button to lock it. You see, and it just reels itself in. So yeah, he just feels it from the weight of the lead, I think. When one person can't look both ways when crossing $1 million later, I know, innit? Look at it. Look at it in the air. This is what it's done to the scenery here for the countryside. Look at the state, look how long it goes. It's like, what? What are you doing? What are you chatting about? What are you doing? What are you chatting about? So yeah, Hugo's having a good time. I don't know. I'm not sure how he's going to handle if I do a live from the woods. yeah, like in the old camping chair and a flask of tea like I do, and all the lighting and stuff. Scratch, scratch, scratch. You're not going to do any kicking. It's quite impressive when he does his full jung jung jung, kicks his feet, and you see there's like massive clumps of earth and turf flying through the air, and I just think, oh man, putting your fingers in and doing that to the earth the way he does it, and just flicks up like massive chunks of grass and earth that is just carved out of the ground, jung 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 jung. You've got to watch it, you see. The reason I bring it up, you've got to see where you are in relation to his rear, because if he's doing his kicking up business, I mean, let's just say several family members have had a clump of earth hit them in the side of the head when not paying attention, right? There's a train going there. Now you'll notice as well, my wild camp location, right, where I do my wild stealth camping, right, secretly, you'll know that is also near a train line. It's the same train line, yeah. So this train line we've just come back from after going over it, where I go wild camping is a few miles over that way, but it's that same train line that's near where I do the wild camp, so you hear that in my videos. It's the same train as I've just come over the track here. I think there are a couple of points that are just manual gates over the train track, but that one they've changed, another one they've changed. What are you doing, mister? Dogs are pretty good as far as survivalists are concerned. I know I always talk about this, but I love the fact that dogs are just ready to go, man. They don't have to do anything. They don't have to put any shoes on. They haven't got to check their pockets, make sure they got their cigarette lighter. My EDC when I do a dog walk consists of basically, have I got my lighter, my Zippo lighter, and a backup lighter as well. That's basically my EDC carrying kit, and a couple of poo bags. But that's about it. Hugo Bear, you know, I've got to put shoes on, I've got to do all that business, I've got to tie my laces up. He just doesn't care. He's ready to go. Straight out the door. He doesn't even need his coat on, he wouldn't even care. Yeah. What are you doing, Hugo? Are you going to slash on it or not? On guard. Yeah, so his footpath is there. Look, you can go straight across the middle of the field. So they have planted something here. Yeah. I'm not sure what they've planted there, but... And then this is the other field as well. It looks like they've just recently planted there. So yeah, we're going to the pond and might sit down and have a little rest, talk about what's going on in the world. Obviously, the last you heard from me, we were talking about the election results. We did a bit of a post-election result thing. And obviously you see the mainstream now going right at it with all the selection of people for his, what we would call in the UK his cabinet, yeah, but his government ministers and members and things like that he's selecting, and this is giving the mainstream all sorts of ammunition to try and you know, put all of his team down now. They've done everything they can to put Trump down, and now they're doing everything they can to put all of his choice highlights in there. Are those lights in the distance a harbour? Yeah, a port. A port. A shipping port. So, a big, massive military target, basically. Oh dear. You happy, Hugo? Elon Musk going to clean house. I know. Have you seen some of the stuff UK Urban Prep already come out about that with, you know, the Doge Department of Governmental Efficiency, right? And they've already started coming out with some of the things that money was spent on in this administration, including things like $1 million to see if frog communication, mating calls differ from the city or in urban environments, and things like another like $200,000 for some other study doing transgender operations on monkeys, right? I mean, just like, what? So it's already started, and Elon Musk did say that he did actually say that they were planning to highlight all of the most severe wastage of government, you know, taxpayer money, the people's money, in, I think it was like a weekly OMG, look at this waste of money list, to have the most craziest wastage of the people's money award. as Elon and that starts going through all of the stuff, right? And it's already started now. But it looks like Robert F. Kennedy, he's the next on the list to be completely demonized. Obviously Gates, they've already done. The Attorney General guy, it's ironic, isn't it? The minute obviously he joins the Trump team, all of a sudden some woman comes out from 10 years ago saying, yes, I was SA'd by him when I was 17, like 10 years ago. Yeah, so you said nothing until now. That's just a coincidence. I get you. It's amazing, right? And the way they report on that guy that they're putting into the main military, forgive me, I forget his name now, but he is like super well qualified, man. You know, he's done the Afghan thing, the Iraq thing, the Gitmo thing. He's got 2 Bronze Stars, but all they talk about is the fact he's got a Fox morning show. It's so cope. The levels of cope is just like cringy, yeah? And what's annoying about it is that you know that the left is so TDS'd, right? So deranged, syndromed, right? That they're just never going to look for the truth. They just take it on face value. It's so annoying. But this is one of the things that, again, Trump's come out to say that he's going to clear up, is that whole super biased, you know, untransparent mainstream, and calling it out, right? And he's the only one calling out what's going on in the UK with all their draconian shit going on. Yeah, I mean, check out the Sigma Prepper website on the SHTF Intel page, and you'll see on there, it gives you a list of all the biggest threats that face us today. And for the last couple of years, it's been the same at the top, which is totalitarianism, because everything else stems from that, right? The minute you get rid of that, it doesn't seem to be doing any kiki business. So yeah, let us know your thoughts on that. But it's kind of on par and so predictable with the way that now they're going after Tulsi Gabbard of all people, right? Trying to demonize her for like the Central Intelligence, what was it, the intelligence head of national intelligence, I think it was. And again, she's a career military woman, and she's also on the right side of, in terms of being on the wrong side of people like Hillary and that, yeah, because she called Hillary out big time, Tulsi. She was a Hawaiian governor or senator. So we're getting there. We're probably about a quarter of a mile to the pond, which will be our first resting place. There's another oak tree that I like to hug along the way. I'll stop there as well, but you can see a bit more of the port in the background there, look. I think that's the start of it, and it goes that way more. So my solo bush, there's another field here, you see. Hugo, this is like a barn, a farmyard barn, look. So just in the middle of nowhere. The barn. Come on in, Hugo. Good boy. He's such a handsome boy. Oh, you want cuddles? Sometimes he'll stop, but I don't think he does. Does he? No. So he'll usually stop right in front of you and he won't go anywhere until you give him a hug, basically. So, but yeah, there's a field over here. It looks like they've just planted something there, have they? Perhaps, maybe, very recently. And there's another field here which looks like they're doing the wilding thing. Oh dear. Again, that brings me on to the whole UK farmer situation, which apparently is going to be happening on the 19th, which is the Tuesday here in the UK. So a little bit like they did in France, and obviously the Netherlands, was it, when they had the whole nitrogen limitations put on, which was going to put a lot of farmers out of business. They've got a similar land grab idea here in the UK, and things like this wilding is all part of it, you see, because it's not a money thing, right? This whole taxing, the inheritance tax on farmers' land, which wasn't like that before. I mean, in a way, I don't really know why they don't just have the farm in a limited company holding, in a holding company that's a limited company, and then you just transfer the directorship of the company, and then there's no capital gains tax or inheritance tax, I would have thought. But anyway, outside of that, and please hit the like button if you just joined us. It's not a money thing. This isn't being done because the government hasn't got any money. And a lot of people they don't seem to understand the whole inheritance tax on the farmers. The thing being is that farms were exempt from that, right? So it meant that when the head of the land, the farm head, died, the owner, it would be passed down to their son or their daughter or whatever they've got going on in the family, right? But now they're saying that they're going to be charging inheritance tax when the person dies. So it means that you have to pay that inheritance tax. And if it's $1 million, it's going to be about $200,000. So the question is how do I then raise that $200,000 to pay back? Hello, my darling Kaza. So how do you raise the £200,000 to pay the inheritance tax bill that the government's going to send you before you even sell your land, right? So the only way to pay that for people is going to be to sell the farm, to raise the money, to pay the inheritance tax. That's the problem. And people have said, oh, it's because of money and because of... No, it's not. It's not. Because if it was a money thing, this is the reason why I showed you back up there with them wildlands being planted. They used to be various crops in there, right? But now they're not. Now there are a few places around here. They're setting the fields up to be... We're properly in the woods at the moment. They're setting them up to be just for wild things that you can't harvest, right? And they're paying farmers something like £2,500 an acre to grow that stuff. The government, right, is paying the farmers 2.5 bags of sand, right, per acre. Now bear in mind, for an average acre of barley, you're talking £400, right? It's about 400 quid for an acre of barley, 450 quid if you're lucky. It goes up and down, but that's per acre. So why is it the government, they say they don't have any money for this, they don't have any money for that, they've got to raise money for things like inheritance tax, but which is nonsense, because if it was a money problem, why have the government got £2,500 per acre? Yeah, don't forget the average farmer's got several hundred acres, so imagine that as what the sheets is. We are here at the lake, I was going to say the lake, the pond. It would be an exaggeration calling it a lake. There's the pond. Right, we're going to chill out here for a little bit, Hugo Bear. I don't know if there's any fish in here. Sometimes there are, sometimes you can see them, but I imagine it's probably a little bit cold. Fish is probably going to be up in the reeds, yeah. So this is one of my spots. I hope the cell data's okay down here, but with the trees thinning out, this is my tree, you see, and I sit on that branch. I sit on that branch there, and sometimes I'll take my curly kettle with me, and I'll have a little cup of tea that I'll make up over there. There are usually some fish, Kaza. I've got to watch Hugo Bear though, because he is known to do a quick dash and run in there, especially if he sees ducks. Ducks is the thing. I shouldn't even say that word in front of him really, but I've had to get him out of there before, like wade through it. Yeah, it's like black sulphury sludge at the bottom as well. It's not nice. But this is my most local body of water when it comes to SHTF. Look at him, he's lich locked on. He's on guard. Hugo, come. Sit. Sit. Hugo, sit. Sit with Daddy. We're just going to chill. I know it's cold. Sit your bum. There we go. Now you're looking all tidy. Got to get you looking tidy for your fans, Hugo Bear. Yeah. I've got to be careful where I'm standing, because there's my foot that I've just noticed, and there's the drop into the pond. Good boy, Hugo Bear. Just stay. Wait for Daddy. So yeah, the thing with the old farmer thing, you see, is it's obviously, as I say, it's not a money problem. Otherwise, why can they pay £2,500, sorry, to farmers to plant things that you can't eat, right? Tell me that's not some ulterior motive with that, right? These things aren't accidental. Governments, you'll find, never accidentally do policies that ever benefit the people accidentally. You'll notice that. They only ever accidentally penalise people as far as the government's concerned. Oh, we didn't think about that. But it's funny that statistically speaking, it's never ever once has the government ever messed up. in the people's favour, right? That should tell you all you need to know. Cheers, everyone. What a handsome boy, Hugo Bear. What a handsome boy. Just sit. Sit. Hugo. Sit. I think I might need to turn my head torch down one. It's going to go up one, then down one. There we go. Now we've got a Hugo here. Stay. There we go, we're going to stay here. There's a good boy. In fact, I don't think I should hold I'm holding the lead with my little finger. That might not be a good idea, because if he does see something, or thinks that he sees something, he's going to be in there like a crazy dude. I'm interviewing a farmer tonight. Oh, nicely done, UK Urban Prepper. I was wondering if we were going to get some insight on that. Let me know if that comes up. I've got another show. I've got to do another channel tonight, my man, but I'll watch it. I'll definitely watch it tomorrow. Hey, Debbie Sermon in the house, my darling. I hope you're well. I hope you're well. Look at Hugo. He definitely thinks he can hear something in the pond. You right, baby boy? You right, handsome Hugo Bear? Oops. There's sounds of... Yeah. There was a little sound that could be considered duck-like. Yeah, but he's 8 years old now. So he's a boable South African Mastiff. They usually go between 9 and 11 years, I saw recently. So he's looking pretty young though. And he's well lively. I can hear that as well, Hugo, don't worry. There's something over there. I'm looking forward to taking him on wild camping with me. He's never been overnight with me. He's been to like evening things and nighttime walks and just hooking up in the woods and stuff and talking to you guys, but I've not had him stay overnight with me. And I've got a DD Tarps pyramid tent, like a ultra lightweight pyramid tent, which is just a one man in his bag type thing. It just uses a hiking stick in the middle, right? I'm thinking that I could take that for him to sleep in while I'm in the hammock. The other thing as well is I could do with doing another wild camp, because I really need to test my under blanket. I've never used it before for my hammock, but I have got a proper DD Tarps camo under blanket that matches in with the rest of my kit. I just never tried it yet, but I am keen to. And we are getting to the temperature now where, don't even think about it, Hugo. Hugo, sit. Hugo, sit. Hey, sit. Hugo Bear, sit. Sit down. Just chill. Sit. I don't want you jumping in the lake. Just ignore it. There's definitely some sounds of the D-U-C-Ks over there somewhere. I'm trying to talk over it so he doesn't hear it. It's not working though. It's lovely to see everyone with us. So yeah, I'm kind of buffering a little. Yeah, I'm probably better off standing up actually, because it's I'm going to get better signal higher up than I am lower down, come to think of it. So yeah, I'll be checking out that interview with the farmer, Mike, and check out how that goes. But it'd be interesting to see what he says about, there's got to be an ulterior motive, otherwise what's the, it's not a money thing, otherwise why are they paying farmers £2,500 an acre to plant stuff you can't eat? Yeah. And I think what the government are going to do is they'll coordinate with the shops. Yeah, they'll coordinate with the shops, like the big corporate ones here, like Sainsbury's and Lidl and Asda and all the ones that the corporate stores, right? I'm pretty sure the government will collude with them as usual, and they'll create fake shortages that they can blame on the farmers to try and get rid of people's support for the whole thing. That's pretty much the best bet they've got now strategically. If you just think about it as a business consultant, which is what I spent most of my life doing, right? You can pretty much work out what you would do next, right? I spent my life in media, PR, stuff like that, right? And so this is basically, this will be the gameplay. It will be to remove the support of the people for the farmers by creating shortages in the shops. Don't forget, it takes 18 months to go from farm to fork. So if you see a protest going on at the weekend and then all of a sudden they say, oh, there's no this left anymore, there's none of that left anymore. Yeah, there might be some of the daily things like milk and eggs, right? But again, just because the main farmer heads are going down there on their tractors and that, even though London's now banned tractors, so again, they're trying to put things into place. You know, will people be that fickle, do you think? Yes, they know that when people start experiencing inconvenience, Mike, this is the problem, right? The minute inconvenience starts getting in the way, people are very fickle. Look at what they did when it came to the lockdowns, right? When people were buying toilet roll and the way people were complaining about the people that were buying the toilet roll because they couldn't. Now, luckily, those that were following me back in 2020, I'd given them a heads up in like February of 2020 before the mainstream was even talking about you know what, right? There's a few people on my channel now that know what I'm talking about, right? So none of my crew had any shortages of anything, right, way back then. But you see the fickleness there, right, where people dobbing people in. You've got that happening now in Spain, right? Do you know in Spain they're doing lockdowns because of the floods? Not Valencia, it's somewhere else. Malaga, is it? They're doing lockdowns in Spain, right? And there's literally people are grassing people up and dobbing them in to the brown coats, right, for driving their cars when they're not supposed to be outside of lockdown times or curfew times, right? Climate lockdowns, there you go, that's the next big thing, says Hugo and Brepper, right? And this is a good example of that. So, you know, this is how fickle people are. When they think something's getting in the way of them getting their, you know, and you know what governments are like, right? They'll already know, they'd already done all the studies to see what is the most inconvenient thing to run out of stock. What's the thing that people are going to get most up in arms about? Yeah, not being in supply in the shops. And that will be the thing that won't be in stock, I guarantee it. Even though it will have nothing to do with any farm to fork food supply chain cycle that, like I say, typically is 18 months from, you know what I mean? So it's just an absolute joke. So I can just see it coming now. So if you start seeing, you know, there will be a bunch of stuff designed to demonize the farmers, and you know, the only thing, this is one of those using a sledgehammer to open a walnut, right? The thing that this, I don't know how many people know this, but the thing that the actual inheritance tax thing on the farmers is supposed to stop happening is basically tax avoidance of, you have people who, because there isn't inheritance tax on farms, yeah, you can use that as a tax advantage. You can be more tax efficient. I don't want to get too complicated into it because people get bored by this stuff, but I just want people to know what the real reason is. There's a lot of people, like the, you know, wealthy people who, in order to avoid inheritance tax of, you know, having assets they can pass to their family members on their death, one of the things that they'll do is they'll class it as a farm. They'll buy a farm, right, and invest in the farm. It'll have a beautiful house on it and everything else, right? Hey, Jenny Simon in the house. Great to see you, my darling. And so what is supposed to try and stop happening, we should move on because I've got another show to prepare for tonight. Come on, Hugo Bear, good boy. So that's the pond. This is my emergency SHTF scenario body of water. I'd be coming down here with my, I've got an aqua roller, a rolling water barrel with sort of tyres on it, rubber tyres on it. It's about 40 litres. I'd be bringing that down here and filling it up from here with my electric water pump I've got on a little battery pack, little lithium pack, and then yeah, just fill it up while I'm keeping watch. On my e-bike, yeah, I've got an e-bike which is pretty good off-road, and I've done a little rigging so that there's another farm field here, look, so that my e-bike, I can carry my aqua roller water carrier from my e-bike, so I can come down here on e-bike, yeah, and with my water barrel fill up water, and then when I get home I can filter it first and then I'll put it through our Berkey filter that we have, Berkey filter with the carbon filters and stuff, and job done really. So we've got water stored, as you should all have. Fresh water, drinking water. I've also got a couple of water butts in the garden, the 200 litre ones, which again can be put through the Berkey filter, and I've got another couple of backup. We've all got our own personal soil water filter as well. Hey, Yorkshire Outdoors and Survival, great to see you. Welcome, my man. Welcome, Wolfpack. Please hit the like button if you haven't done already. We're just going on a walk with Hugo Bear in the woods, as we do. Just about an hour and a half or so after sunset. Look, this is... I need to get my head torch out of the way. But yeah, it's pretty dark. But Hugo likes it. We're quite... To be honest, I do a lot of work through the night. A lot of my electronic engineering and prototype engineering stuff I do. I tend to work through the night, especially if I'm coding and stuff. I've got a lot of products that I'm bringing to market for Sigma Prepper, survival products and stuff I'm working on, and those sorts of jobs I do tend to work through the night. So sometimes it's like if I get stuck on an algorithm or a function that I'm trying to write, or I've just had enough of soldering 1,000 solder joints, right? I'll just say to Hugo Bear, you want to go for a walk, mister? And we'll just come out at like 3 o'clock in the morning, right? 2 o'clock in the morning, we'll go in the woods. I'll get my head torch, and you know, this is kind of how we roll. Jenny Simon there, my ex was an engineer and designed some... Oh, it's fading away. Hold on. Designs that will produce energy from the movement of water. Yeah, like a hydro generator. They're pretty simple to put together, to be honest, but don't... It's you know, underestimating the amount of, or should I say overestimating the amount of power you can get out of some of these renewable devices, right? You're right, mister. You done? This is how it looks from Hugo's point of view. Right, come on in. Good boy, let's go. He's got his coat on. Looking handsome. You can't see me. I mean, the problem is I have to wear a head torch, so if I flick the camera around, all you're going to see is a bright torch in your face. I've got my baseball cap on. Oh, yeah, so I tend to be, yeah, so you're overestimating how much power you can get out of some of these renewable things, right? I mean, I've got like 1,500 kilowatt on the roof of my, my lab office studio, and that's completely off grid. I've got 5 big RV batteries in parallel, 600 amp hour on that, with a decent Victron charger and some other bits and pieces and funky stuff. Some people have seen it already, but this time of year it's a real struggle. Yeah, the rule of thumb really is if it's a cloudy day, you should only really expect between 5 and 10% of your actual solar power output. So let's say, for example, you've got 1,000 watts of solar panels on your roof. You shouldn't really expect more than about 50 to 100 watts of realistic energy if it's not direct sunlight. Yeah, literally as little as 5% of the, you know, specified power of your solar panel. So, you know, you've got to be realistic. This time of year is like the worst time of year to have a grid down scenario, because I mean, yeah, I'm obviously going to be able to survive more than anyone else in my town probably, you know, because no one else has got off grid. They've got, loads of people have got solar panels, but they're all like mains grid tie inverter jobs, right? So you're not going to have any access to that power when the grid goes down. In fact, ironically, the grid tie inverters that run on those big roof-based solar panel systems, the grid tie inverters require power from the AC mains to operate. So, yeah, bit of a joke. So people who've got solar panels on the roof think they're going to be all right when the grid goes down. It's like, no. I mean, mine's completely separate. Mine's a 12-volt system, right? So I've modified a lot of my stuff in my office and my studio that's like runs on 12 volts. Even my studio lighting, some of that I've rigged up as 12 volt. You have to use current. Yeah, there's no point getting into that. But yeah, so But like I say, I'd be all right for, you know, the easy stuff like making sure everybody's smartphones and tablets and, you know, those sorts of things are running. And I've got monitors that run from 12 volts and I've got an inverter anyway. I can charge the e-bike in perpetuity basically as well. So I'd always have transport to get to the lake or the pond with the aqua roller to get the water supply to be filtered. Don't forget, that's only assuming we've already gone through the water that's stored. I tend to like the, I think they're 25 litre. Is it 25 litre? I think maybe they're 30 litre containers that we've got, food grade containers. I think they're 30 litres, and I think we've got about 32 is it, or 36 of those full up as the stored water, plus a couple of water butts in the garden full of water. To be honest, I just filled them up with a tap. So that's a good store of water there. It's easily like 3 months of stored water. So worst case scenario, even if there's something wrong with that, I can always get down to the pond or the lake with the e-bike, or even walk if I had to. It's only about 1.5 miles with the aqua roller. 40 litres would probably do like several days for us lot, with Hugo Bear included in that. He drinks quite a lot of water only because he slops it about like a maniac when he's drinking. That's the problem with a 130-pound dog, is they're messy drinkers. Messy drinkers. Beautiful woodland here we're going through. Should we crank the torch up a bit? So tonight's light is sponsored by Olight, my favourite head torches of all time. Mine's a Perrin. It's got a 90-degree lens on it, and it's just beautiful. It's the most comfy, forgot I was even wearing it type of head torch that I've ever had, and I've had millions. I've been a survival gear obsessor and collector and money waster honourer for so many years. I've had so many head torches, it's not even funny. I remember replacing all my head torches when 18650 cells first came out and started getting popular. It's like, right, there goes all my AA batteries, silly things. This is an 18650 one. But it's a lovely colour temperature, this. It's like a neutral white. The good thing about Olight is they do offer you the option of cool white, neutral white and warm white. And this particular one is neutral white, which I'm pleased. I'm glad I bought this one, it's perfect. It's not too blue and it's not too yellow, but it's not too white either. It's more the warmer side of the white, right? Just so you know. I appreciate my cameras adjusting for white balance here, but he's found something to sniff. I don't even know what the time is. When I'm streaming, it doesn't even show me the time. But I should be fine. I've got another live show I've got to prepare for tonight. It usually takes me several hours, but I'll be all right. I've got to make myself something to eat as well when I get back. Magic Hand, by the way, thank you Magic Hand. She bought me some new insoles. These are like my favourite, these are like my bushcraft shoes, boots, hiking boot things, yeah. And they're like suede kind of a thing, but they're super tough and I really like them and major comfy. But the problem is the insoles went all funny, and it was really uncomfortable. So Magic Hand bought me some new insoles, and it's done the job, because these are like 70 quid's worth of hiking boots, which I know for some people that's nothing, but for me, I need them to last as long as possible. And they're so faithful. Yeah, we've done so many stealth camps together and never been busted. And they're my unbusted lucky train shoes. Oh, there. So yeah, it's actually not too chilly tonight. If I was out on camp tonight, I'd be quite happy. I think Hugo would be as well. Nothing to complain about. Oh, I've got another one of my trees coming up. Super beautiful oak tree that I like to hug. A couple of spiders all over me by the looks of it, but never mind. I can feel myself walking through the spider webs. Like if I have my light up, you'll be able to see it. You know, sometimes you get one of them. Like a spider web, just one string that goes right across. They're laying them up at night and I'm walking through them. Sorry spiders, sorry for ruining your hard work. But yeah, we've got my second tree I like to... He's not doing any kicking. I want him to throw up some divots. Look at all the leaves on the floor. It's so sad. This is definitely the end of summer now. No doubt. Proper fall. I don't know if you've seen a couple of leaves falling as we've been walking along. It's quite romantic. It's romantic. It's romantic. The old leaves falling down, innit? You know what I mean? Oh, sorry, Mr. Spiderweb. I just walked. Can you see it? Yeah, look. Can you see? This here is the spiderweb glistening, right? This is what I'm talking about. We just walk through it. Oh, there's another one straight behind it. Oh, sorry. I'm scaring all the birds who are making their nests in the trees up here for themselves, and I'm walking around shouting about and they're getting scared. They thought they had already down for the night. Scratch, scratch, scratch. No. Okay. No divots today. Oh, another spider web. It's almost like you hitting an invisible brick wall. It's like your subconscious is like feeling guilty for hurting spider webs. It's just they look like they've taken a lot of effort to get that far. And I don't even know. Thank you, Daly. Yeah, do join the Discord server. It's a great place to make friends and share important information and knowledge about prepping and survival. So get yourself over there. It's a great wolf pack. Super proud to have the family we've built here. Such a great bunch of peeps you are. And thank you to those who hit the like button. My tree's coming up. These are all skinny things. But my favourite oak tree's coming up. Oh, is that my torch telling me that we're in getting load realms? I think it might be. I think my torch just flashed off and then on very quickly. Which I think we're getting to. I didn't actually finish charging my head torch. I'm usually pretty prepared like that, but obviously with the sunset hitting at like with the sunset rocking at 4 o'clock in the afternoon now, I'm having to use my head torch quite a lot, right? So I might. Have I got another? Yes, I have. What can you smell, mister? What can you smell, Hugo Bear? What can you smell? Everyone knows what the sound of that is. Zippo! He usually, Hugo will automatically stop when we get to this tree because he knows I like to give it a good old squeeze. It's quite a pretty tree, I've got to say. I am really tempted to find somewhere where I can make like a permanent wild camp, right, bug out location. I've got a couple, but I need to find a really good one. And I'd really like to make more of a permanent shelter, like a long-term project with a proper, you know, sort of semi-permanent structure, you know, cutting down logs on the floor and building up the camp the way I like to. I've done it a few times before. Oh, here we go. Oh, sorry. Got my hand tangled up in the mic cord. It's my tree coming up here. So yeah, I'd like to find a location that I can have as like a long-term project. Do you know what I mean? This is a reasonably nice tree, but it's nothing like the one we're going to see, which is even more. You can just see the distance. Here it is. So we're going to give our pretty tree a big old hug. Hold on, Hugo Bear. Like, we're quite far away from here. It looks like we're close up, but we're not. There we go, full boom. Oh, let's go to number 2. Come on, Hugo Bear. So I'm going to give my spider and insect and creepy crawly infest look, and this one is like much bigger than the other one. Look at this. So look at my hand. I can't even get back far enough. It goes all the way over there and all the way over there, and then my little finger's here, look. Right? So, hold on. Hello, my darling tree. Bit of grounding. Sucking all that negative energy away. Right, and then I have a look and I say, what bugs were on there that I was just hugging? There's one, little woodlouse. There's quite a few woodlice on there. There's a spider's web nest. Spider's web nest, spider's nest. So we're all good. Thank you, Hugo. So yeah, I'll be doing a proper live. I say a proper live, you know. A full prepper live show. Either tomorrow or the next day. I'll see what's going on with, I don't know if UK urban prepper's still rocking here. We'll see what I'm going to do about tomorrow night. I don't know if he wants me to come on his show tomorrow. But I should be alright to do that. If not, I probably need to do a live anyway because I've had a week of not doing it. Actually, Hugo, better, let's go this way. If you go that way, we can go that way, but we have to get through the hedge. We can go this way where you don't have to go through the hedge. Which way do you want to go, Hugo Bear? Should we let you decide? He can hear the doggies. There's some doggies that hang around in this land here. Which way do you want to go? Right. I'm going to stand here then. Right, on you go. Go on then. Come on in. Come on in. You decide. Which way do you want to go, mister? Hugo, come on in. Oh, bless him. He just comes to stand next to me. I want you to decide. Right, you're looking this way. Let's go this way then. I do like him to decide which way he goes on his walks as much as possible, but within reason. He knew we were going to the pond tonight, despite his resistance to always want to go to the SHOP, which was that place way back where he stopped and refused to go the way I wanted to go because he thought we were going to the shop to get a sausage roll, which is what he gets. He escaped in the shop actually a couple of weeks ago for the first time. He's never seen inside there. And I had him tied up outside and I went in to get my stuff and I came out and I was untying him from the wall, and as he was standing near the shop door, the woman in the shop opened the door to say hello to him, and that was it. He just as I'd unclipped his collar, and he ran in the shop and he scuttled around there, skidding about on the floor, and all he knew is that that's where Ginster's sausage rolls come from, is that shop, right? As far as he was concerned, that's the only thing in that shop. And he went, I was like, so embarrassing, running around and trying to gather him up. And he's like, a bull in a china shop, don't forget. You know, he's a big old lad. He's taller than me when he's on his paws, or about the same height as me, and I'm 6 foot odd. So, yeah, on a small little convenience store, it's just a little bit manic. But I was really chuffed that he's going to want to go this way, I guarantee it. No. Oops. No, we got doggies there as well. Hugo, this way. Come. Hugo, come. Again, every time. No, it's no good. This is where the cool doggies go. Yeah. Cool doggies. Come on. You're winding these dogs up now. So this is just a little gravel track, basically. And, oh, I think there's a badger up there or a fox or something. Yeah, so we're getting to about the 2/3 point time. We're going to be going for an hour, so must be about 6 o'clock by now here in the UK. I'm feeling quite hungry actually. I'm sure Hugo is as well. But they usually like to wait an hour before giving them food after a walk, and wait an hour after they've had food before going for a walk, and get tummy tied or whatever it is. Their stomach gets twisted. But he's pretty chill kind of a dog, so he doesn't bomb around like a maniac. He's pretty chillaxed, luckily. Bless his cotton socks. But I think you can drive up here. You could just about fit a car up here, I reckon. But this is probably the way I'd come on my e-bike to go and get water. yeah, with my aqua roller. I can just hook on the back of my e-bike and I can go and pick up 40 litres and come back again. And there's not an awful lot, because it's just, there is a hill, like we just walked through the woods, you probably didn't realise, but from the pond, when I was walking up through the woods, that's quite a steep hill up there. That's why I say about the e-bike. I could carry it, but it seems like a waste of calories, and you want to conserve calories in an SHTF scenario, right? So when you're conserving calories, you don't want to be wasting them walking, carrying 40 litres of water, which basically is 40 kilos, yeah, which is quite a lot of weight to be carrying up hills and shit for a mile or two. So yeah, just using the e-bike, I can use the calories I'm collecting from my off-grid solar power system to charge the e-bike batteries, and you know, I can do the run on that maybe every 3 days or something. I'd probably need to do a new run to that. So thank you, Daily Survival. So I'm getting to the end of our trail now anyway, so I just wanted to say hello, because I've had a few videos planned this week, but I've been in a little bit of recovery mode the last week, so I'm feeling a little bit better now. Not perfect, but I thought I might as well just go live, say hi to the wolf pack and catch up with you fine people. And but yeah, I'll do a proper show tomorrow. If I'm a guest on someone else's, I'll let you know, and obviously bring the wolf pack over. Otherwise I'll be doing live on mine or something, and we'll figure it out. So, but yeah, thank you everyone. I really appreciate you joining me, Hugo Bear here, for our midnight, but not midnight, walk in the woods. It's at least night time in the woods, and just chatting about whatever. So thank you for everyone that's joined me. Thank you for those that hit the like button. It does help the video to gain a little bit of traction, which is difficult for me on this channel at the moment, because you know, YouTube doesn't like Sigma Prepper very much, even though I'm such a good boy. But anyway, thank you to each and every one of you for helping to support the channel. Thank you for hitting the like button. Thank you to the patrons. And I'll obviously always do an announcement over on the Discord server when I'm doing a video, so regardless of YouTube suppressing my channel, you'll always get notifications from there. It's a great place to meet friends and learn stuff about prepping and survival, so definitely get yourself over there. Thank you to everyone for joining us. Love, peace and progress to the pack, everyone, and I shall see you fine people on the other side. In the meantime, have a great week.